Yo, in case you haven't guessed, I'm a mixed brother. Some blacks don't even think we're allowed to say the N word. Be that as it may, I believe that being a mixed brother gives me a unique perspective on racial dynamics here in the United States. And one thing I've observed is that when I communicate and speak in a manner that I believe is straightforward and candid, white people tend to perceive it as anger. And this includes my own white family. And we don't need to get into the nuts and bolts of it, but needless to say that time and again, I've observed that when I share my feelings with white folk about one thing or another, they interpret it as anger. And so, because I wanted to communicate effectively and make myself heard, I code switch a lot and I modify the way I communicate to make white people feel comfortable. And I'm at a point where I don't want to do that anymore. And I know that I live in Minneapolis. I know that not all of these ICE agents are white folk, but man, it sure seems like it. And I'm just getting punked. My whole town is just getting punked by white folks, man. It's whack. And I'm thinking about just the whole notion of deferring to white people and how that's gone. Like, it's white folk that brought us race-based chattel slavery. It's white folk that brought us corporations that by law have a duty to elevate profit over planet and people, and they're just trashing the planet. And as I've covered in earlier videos, corporations require infinite growth on a planet with finite resources. That's just simply not possible. So corporations are going to cannibalize the planet, and that's going to lead to self-extinction unless we put it on flip mode and try something new. What else? White folk brought us manifest destiny and all but exterminated the American Indian, Native American, descendants of ancient Americans, the locals, whatever is the characterization that those humans prefer. Yeah, I mean, it brought us that. White folk brought us World War II. I'm over it, man. I think about the Inca. I talk about the Inca all the time. They had this moneyless empire that stretched the whole continent of South America. I believe it was 12 to 15 million people, and they had this moneyless society that was egalitarian, as far as I've read, and was thriving. And it was white people, the conquistadores, who came in search of money, gold, that exterminated that society. So, look, like holding all of white folks' past transgressions against the current batch of white people, including my family. Don't forget, I am white, so I can, under the under the race rules in my head that I made up, since I'm half white, I could talk as much yin-yang about white people as I want to. But point being is, I'm not going to hold old shit against white folk now. Nonetheless, how much data do we need? At least I don't need any more data to not be pressed about making white people feel comfortable anymore. Those days are over. White folk, I love y'all, but I'm that ninja. Stay gold.